Today, Saturday, the 18th of January 2025, we have some handpicked match predictions to share with you, which of course will be backed up by some stats and analytics to help you make your pick in this list to boost your winning by a greater percent. But before we proceed to games of today, of course, we first of all want to share with you the result of yesterday. So let's proceed. So, congratulations based on yesterday's event. Of course, all the games we provided were all successful, and I will share with you all the results. We gave predictions for both wins, goals, and corner kicks event, and all of these events were very successful. So, looking at the first event, we looked at Azerbaijan in the Premier League. We said that Qarabağ against Shamaki for Qarabağ to lead, and as well as 1.5 and 2.5 goals. Both cases were successful, which was a win. In the next, we looked at Netherlands in the Eerste Divisie, Volendam against Vitesse, and we said that Volendam is going to lead as well as 1.5 and 2.5 goals. Volendam lead by 4-0, making it successful as well as successful for events of goals. In the next, we looked at Scottish Cup, Brechin against Hart, and we said that there will be the possibility of at least 1.5 and 2.5 goals, and it ended as successful. It was also a very successful event. We also looked at in the Portugal, Liga Portugal, Benfica and Famalicão. We looked at Benfica to either win, also 1.5 and 2 goals over. Both cases were true. And of course, we also look at corner kicks event for Benfica against Famalicão. We said that Benfica, of course, is going to have over 3 corners or 4 corner kicks. Benfica end up having 7 corners, as you can see here. It was successful for the case of Benfica for over 3 corners. We also looked at 6.5 corner kicks. This earned a total of 7-2 corners, making a total of 9 corners, in which 6.5 corner kick was correct. We also said 7.5 corner kicks will be possible. Also, 7.5 corner kicks resulted. And we also looked at 8.5 corner kicks, making a total of 9 corners in full time. So both of the cases were true. Benfica had the win, 4-0. There were 1.5 goal over, that is 4 goals. And of course, also the possibility of 9 corners, for which all cases of corners were true. And Benfica having over 3 corners, which is a total of 7, it was also true. So congratulations on that. And finally, we looked at Turkey in the Super League, Hatayspor against Galatasaray. We looked at least 1.5 going full time. You can see 1:1, making a total of at least 1.5 goals. So all cases were true, and we had this event as huge win. So congratulations. Let's now proceed to our event of today. Now we are going to move to result of today. Before we proceed, first of all, I would like to share a quick announcement with you. If you come here to the front page of our channel on the Home tab section, you're going to see that here we also provide game predictions to members only based on corner kicks, as well as our top 1.5 and 2.5 goal match picks, which we share to members only. And to those of you who want to access our handpick events, which we share to our members only, then you want to make sure to subscribe to become a member of the Level 2 Pro plan or the Level 3 Master plan. When you become a member of any of those 2 plans, you start to have access to our handpicked event predictions with huge odds to take your winning to the next level. Also, if you notice here, we have just recently published a new video, which is a top secret AI tool that we use to provide or look for games in terms of goals and straight win probability. This consists of an AI tool as well as the technique we use to find games which we shared and increase our win rate in terms of the event matches we have been sharing with you. To access this video, then you want to make sure to become a member of the Level 3 Master Plan so that you are going to start to have access to top-notch tutorials like these to take your winning to the next height. Also, if you become a member of the Level 2 Pro Plan, you're going to have access to our top-notch match prediction strategy and event tutorial like the live match corner kick soccer prediction strategy, which you can use to improve your match prediction picks and boost your winning using this corner kick strategy. Also, we have another event based on the bet winning strategy, which is a simple trick to make consistent winning with our hand-picked games. You're also going to have access to this once you are a member of the Level 2 Pro plan. You're also going to have access to this particular video tutorial, never seen soccer betting strategy, which you have never seen before, which you can use to improve your winning chance as well. We have another strategy here titled a straight win comeback soccer prediction strategy that will amaze you. This also you are going to have access to it, and also tactical straight win and over 2.5 goal strategy using our predicted, that is our game event. You're also going to have access to this 99% win rate strategy, which you can use our tutorial with handpick event to boost winning by a greater percent. So becoming a member of the Level 2 Pro plan will give you access to all of these features once you are a member of the Level 2 Pro classes. And of course, once you are a member, you have access to all of these. And to those that become member of the Level 3 Masterclass, of course, you're going to have access to even more top-notch tutorials like the Secret AI tool, which we use to find games and picks to boost our winning. Also, a game-changer corner kick strategy, which we use. We have also revealed our top secret website we use here, and as well as the strategy to find corner kicks to boost winning, as we have been sharing with you the win ticket we have been having consistently. Also, we have another 6 amazing AI tool which we use, as well as our home and away win match prediction strategy step by step, and over 2.5 goal prediction strategy to beat the bookies and win even more. Of course, once you're a member of the Level 3 Masterclass, you're going to have access to all of these tutorials which will take your winning to the next height. So becoming a member in any of these levels will give you access to top-notch tutorial, Level 2 Pro or Level 3 Master, to have access to our top-notch betting classes, and as well as handpick events we share with you as bonus to take your winning to the next height. To those of you who want to join, the link is below this video description. You want to go ahead, navigate, click, subscribe as a member of either Level 2 Pro plan or Level 3 Master plan to start to have access to all of these features to take your winning to the next height. So without wasting time, let's now begin with the first event of today. And as we begin, we say congratulations based on yesterday's event, for we register huge win. So congratulations. Let's now begin with event of today. Looking at the first event, we want to look at Australia in the A-League, a match between Sydney FC against Brisbane Roar. For this event, the recent performance of Sydney based on recent games they have had, especially recently, have proved that they are very offensive, scoring 4, 3, and 2 goals in each event. Brisbane Roar, on the other hand, is very conceding. They are weak at defense, and of course, looking at the recent head-to-head which these two teams have met, they have met 3 times recently, scoring 3 goals, 2 goals, and 5 goals recently. This time, of course, these two are still coming to meet. And looking at the stand performance in terms of recent event they have had, of course, Sydney, the home team, have proved to be very offensive and the top this table, sitting on the first place, having 4 leads, scoring 17 goals and 7 goals conceded. With a very high striking power, it makes Sydney to be very offensive. But the away team, Brisbane Roar, on the other hand, in terms of the recent game they have had, the defensive line of Brisbane Roar is not that very tight. And looking here at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, the away team, Brisbane Roar, proved to be very weak in terms of defense. And Sydney, which is the home, top this table with a high offensive power, we want to look at it to take advantage of the weak defense of Brisbane Roar, and therefore we are looking at goals probability since the away also want to impress. There will be high shoot on and off target resulting to goal. So we want to look at least 1.5 goal in full time for this particular event, or the possibility of 2 goals over. Looking at the next event, we want to look at Germany in the Bundesliga, a match between Bayern Munich and Wolfsburg. Looking at this particular event, the recent performance of the home team, Bayern Munich, in terms of recent event they have had, have proved that Bayern Munich, the home, is very, very offensive in terms of recent event they have had. Scoring at least 5 goals in each event and 4 goals, they prove that the offensive power is very strong. Wolfsburg, also on the other hand, is a very tight defensive team and also a very good offensive team. The recent head-to-head they just met, you're going to see that Bayern Munich play at home in lead by 2-0. This time they're still coming to meet, and Bayern Munich still having a very great stand. The performance of Bayern Munich at home have proved that they lead this table with a very high striking power, scoring 27 goals and conceding 4 to prove that they are very offensive. But Wolfsburg, on the other hand, in terms of the defense, you can see that the defensive line is not very tight. And the fact that Wolfsburg also proved to have a very high offensive power, we are looking at 2 to 3 major picks here in full time. For these particular events, of course, both of the two sides proved to be very offensive based on recent events they have had. And since Bayern Munich proved to lead this table in terms of the home performance of strike power, and Wolfsburg, the away team, defense is not very tight, we want to look at the list. One, Bayern Munich to score at least one goal over. Two, the possibility in general, looking at least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time as the next possibility. And next, since Wolfsburg will also want to impress this time, since the last head-to-head resulted to Bayern Munich to lead by 2-0, Wolfsburg will try every way to defend this time. And since Bayern Munich has a very high striking power, there will be more shoot on and off target by Bayern Munich, and Wolfsburg, on the other hand, will cause more blocks. So want to look at Bayern Munich, the home team, to have over 2.5 corners or 3 corner kicks over in this event in full time. So we are looking at one, Bayern Munich to have over 2.5 corners or over 3 corners for Bayern Munich in full time. Secondly, we are looking at least 1.5 goal in this event in full time. Thirdly, the possibility of Bayern Munich to have over 1 goal. In other words, if Bayern Munich does not exceed 2 goals, we have a refund. These are our major picks for this particular event. Looking at the next year, we'll look at England in the Premier League, a match between Brentford against Liverpool. In this event, of course, the recent performance of Brentford, the home team, have proved that the defensive line is not very tough. They had game against Man City and Plymouth, and that of Liverpool, on the other hand, proved that the offense is better as compared to Brentford. Now, looking at the stands performance in terms of recent events they have had, we are going to see that Brentford, which is the home, proved that the defensive line is not very tough, but they have at least a good offense. That of Liverpool, on the other hand, proved that based on recent events they have had, they are very offensive when they play at away, with a very high striking power of at least 3.5 and more. Looking at these, we want to look at 2 major picks in this event in full time. Looking at this particular event, of course, Liverpool, the away team, have proved to be very offensive based on recent events they have had. And since Brentford, the home team, is coming home, we also want to impress, resulting to shoot on target, which will be very high, caused by Liverpool. And since the defensive line of the home is not very tight, we want to look at least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. These are our major pick, the possibility of goals, since the home also want to impress, causing also shoot on and off target. So at least 1.5 goal in full time for this event is what we want to look at, since most of the recent events they have had head-to-head have resulted to at least 1.5 goal, 2.5 goals. And also the recent performance have proved that the offensive line, especially of Liverpool, is great, and the defense of the home is not very tight with also good offense. So 1.5 goal is what we want to look at for this particular event in full time. The next event here, we're looking at Scotland Cup, that is Scottish Cup, Hamilton against Musselburgh. For this event, the recent performance of the home, Hamilton, in terms of recent event, have proved that they are very good, especially at home, scoring at least 3 goals and 2 goals, that is 1, 3, and 2 goals in each event. Its opponent, on the other hand, in terms of the away game played, proved that based on the way, they have not recently had games based on the way. And therefore, the fact that the home is from the Championship and the away team is from the lesser league, of course, you are going to see in the SC, which is that is their mostly had event in the Scottish Cup, as you can see here, and the offensive power have proved that they at least score 2 goals in each event. This time they are coming to meet and want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, both of the 2 sides have shown an impressive power. And the fact that the home team have proved that they are very good in terms of the Championship, which they have had recent event, the away team have also showed a great performance in terms of most events they have had in this particular cup. And the fact that they score between 2 to 3 goals in each event, the home team also is a good striking team. Therefore, at least 1.5 goal in full time is one of our major picks, as well as 2 goals over for this particular event. Looking at the next, we want to look still in the Scottish Cup, but this time Hibernian against Clydebank FC. For this event, Hibernian, the home, based on recent event they have proved that they are very offensive at home, scoring at least 3 goals in each event. The opponent, on the other hand, also have proved that they do concede as much as they can, and they also have a good offensive power in terms of the SC, that is the Scottish Cup event they have recently had. They prove that they're good in terms of scoring, and looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 to 3 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, both of the 2 sides have shown impressive power, especially the home team that is from a higher league, and they have proved that the offensive power is great. The away team also have shown a great impression in terms of recent events they have had, and therefore want to look at high shoot on and off target, resulting to goals, and we are looking at least 1.5 goal in full time or 2 goals over. These are our 2 major picks for this particular event. Looking at the next, we want to look at Spain in the La Liga, a match between Leganés against Atletico de Madrid. The recent performance of Leganés, the home team in the La Liga, have proved that the defensive line is not very tough. They are very weak. Recently, they have proved that the defensive line is not good. Atletico Madrid, which is the away team, have proved to be very offensive based on recent events they have had, especially also in the La Liga against Barcelona and also against Valladolid. For this particular event, these 2 are still coming to meet, and looking at the stand performance in terms of recent events they have had, in terms of form, the away team Atletico de Madrid have proved to have a very good offense. They sit on the 2nd place. that is after Real, and of course, scoring 9 goals in 5 events proved that the offense is good. With the 3 defensive line, that is, the defense is not very good. That is, the defense is very tight, as you can see, just 3 goals conceded. But that of the home, in terms of recent events they've had, have proved that the defensive line is not very tight with an average offense. And looking at this, we want to look at 2 to 3 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, of course, Atletico de Madrid have proved to be very offensive, especially in the recent event they have had in the La Liga. But that of the home have proved that the defensive line is not very great. So we want to look at Atletico de Madrid to take advantage of the weak defense of the home to either try to lead in full time as one of the major pick, as well as the possibility of at least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. Looking at the next, we want to look at Spain that is Spain F women, a match between Atletico Bilbao women against Barcelona women. The recent events based on the home team Atletico de Bilbao have proved that the offensive line is good, scoring at least 1 to 3 goals in each event recently. Barcelona, on the other hand, proved to be very, very offensive, scoring at least 6 goals in each event recently. And of course, they have recently met head-to-head these not far ago, while Barcelona women played at away in lead by 3-0. This time, they are going away and they're coming again to meet, and looking at the stand performance in terms of recent gameplay they've had by home and away, you're going to see that based on home performance, the home team is not very tight at defense, but the offense is average. But Barcelona, on the other hand, is a very tight, that is very strong offensive team with a very tight defensive. And of course, looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For these particular events, Barcelona women have proved to be very offensive with a very high striking power and good defense. And since the home defense is not very tight as compared to that of the away, we want to look at Barcelona women to take advantage of the fact that they have a very strong defense to either lead in full time as one of the major picks. We also want to look at least the possibility of 1.5 goal in full time for these particular events in full time. Looking at the next, we'll look at Netherlands in the Eredivisie. We are looking at Zwolle against PSV Eindhoven. For this event, of course, Zwolle, based on recent events, have proved that they are not very good in defense. The PSV, the away team, proved that, of course, based on recent events they have had, especially in the Eredivisie, have proved to be very offensive. Looking at the recent head-to-head which they have had, this team not very far ago, PSV played at away in lead by 7-1. This time, PSV is going away, and the stand performance of PSV still proved that they have a good offense. Looking at the form comparison, the away team PSV Eindhoven have proved that even at away, they are good at offensive power, scoring 12 goals in 5 events. And looking at that of the home, the defensive line in terms of recent events they have had proved that Zwolle is also not very tight in defense. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks in full time. For this particular event, PSV proved to have a high striking power even when they are at the away. The recent gameplay performance have proved that they are good recently, and since the home does not have a very tight defense, of course, we want to just look at 1.5 goal probability to occur in this match in full time. Looking at the next, we want to look at Switzerland in the Super League, Young Boys against Winterthur. For this particular event, Young Boys have proved to be very good in terms of recent event they've had, scoring 6 goals recently against BL in the club friendly. Winterthur, on the other hand, have proved to have just not very strong offense. And of course, looking at the recent head-to-head which they met, Young Boys played at home in lead by 3-0. This time, they are coming home and looking at the stand performance in terms of recent event they have had. Young Boys proved that, of course, they are average, not that very tight, that in terms of defense as compared to that of the away. While the away team defense is not very tight and Winterthur is better in terms of offense, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. Looking at this particular event, Young Boys, which is the home, have proved to have a better offense, and the recent head-to-head which they have had proved that Young Boys still play at home and lead by 3-0. This time, the form is still great, and we still want to look at Young Boys to take the upper hand here. But as well as the possibility of at least 1.5 goal is the most major pick here in full time. So we want to look at least over 1.5 goal in full time, to the possibility of Young Boys to either win or draw for this particular event. Looking at the next, we want to look at Scotland Cup, that is in the Scottish Cup, Celtic against Kimarot. The recent performance of Celtic, especially based on home games they have had, they have proved that they are very offensive, scoring 3 goals and even 4 goals in each event. The opponent, on the other hand, also from the Premier League, as you can see, based on the recent head-to-head, have proved that Celtic have lead. They have had recent head-to-head with Celtic leading recently, scoring 4 goals against 0 with the opponent. And the away team, in terms of recent gameplay, have proved that the defensive line is not very tough. And of course, looking at this, they are coming to meet again in this cup and want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, Celtic is more offensive as compared to its opponent. The recent head-to-head have proved that Celtic is able to score a little between 2 to 3 goals in each event based on head-to-head. This time, they still have a very great form, and we are looking at Celtic as the favorite here to either take the lead in full time as one of the major picks or the possibility of at least 1.5 goal to occur here in full time. We also want to look at the probability of Celtic to have at least 2.5 corner kicks or 3 corner kicks in this event in full time, since they have a very high striking power, causing more shoot and off and on target, resulting to blocks, causing corners. So we also want to look at Celtic to have 2.5 corner kick or 3 corner kick over in this event in full time. Looking at the next year, we are looking at Netherlands in the Eredivisie, a match between William against Feyenoord. For this event, the recent performance of William, based on recent events they have had at home, proved that William is not very defensive, conceding at least 2 goals in each event. Feyenoord, on the other hand, proved that, of course, they are very offensive based on recent events they have had, and the offensive line is very great. They have, of course, looking at the stand performance in terms of recent event, Feyenoord, which is the away team, have proved to be on the upper hand and want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, Feyenoord, the away team, have proved to be of more offense as compared to William. And the fact that William coming home also want to impress, both of the two sides want to impress. So causing shoot on and off target. So want to look at least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. Looking at the next, we want to look at Belgium in the Jupiter Pro League, Club Brugge against Beerschot. For this event, the performance of Club Brugge based on recent event they have had have proved that they are very offensive, scoring 2, 3, 3, and 4 goals in each event. That of Beerschot, on the other hand, is not a very good defensive team, and the defensive line is not very good. And Feyenoord, being a very high offensive team based on recent event, and also looking at the recent head-to-head which they have had, they can see 2-2 between the two, while Club Brugge was at away. This time, Club Brugge is coming home with a very high defense and want to look at 2 major picks in full time. For this particular event, Club Brugge have proved to have a very high offense. And since the away team also want to impress in terms of recent event they have also proved that the offensive line has been good. Both of the two sides want to impress. As a result, there will be more shoot on and off target. Therefore, want to look at least the possibility of 1.5 goal, 2 goals over to occur in this match in full time. And to those of you who want to have access to our handpick event, which we share to members only, in terms of our top 10 or top events of corner kicks as well as goals probability, then you want to make sure to subscribe to either the level 2 pro plan or level 3 master plan, and also have additional bonus by the top-notch tutorials we have mentioned before at the beginning of this video. You also want to make sure to go ahead to choose your own handpick event, at least 2 to 3 odd per slip to boost winning by a greater percent. Good luck and see you again in the next upload, and bye-bye for now.